All right. Buenos Nachos, YouTube, and people around the world. Welcome to another edition of Fanny Pack Wrestling 2K23 MyGM, where we play a modded version of WWE 2K23 and play MyGM. And mainly just talk about wrestling and things in our lives. And it's have a little podcast and hangout time. It's Mania weekend. We're like literally in the halfway point in Mania weekend. Last night was night to date the podcast, but I think it's pertinent because we're going to be having a lot of topical discussion. Last night was night 1, tonight is night 2. We're gonna have a lot to talk about that. But yeah, let's go look forward to it. I'm PD Rave over here, the one jumping up and down with the little green flannel shirt. I'm representing TNA Wrestling. We've got representing Ring of Honor, David Majors, aka DJM.
Buenos tacos, muchachos. It's DJM here. Mark Briscoe is my champion.
And we've got representing AEW Dynamite, Drew.
See, I thought we were talking about the WrestleMania that was main evented by Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant. So I am woefully unprepared.
Yeah. We're gonna be talking about let's
Also, that's a joke. I would never willingly rewatch a Hulk Hogan match.
No.
Fuck that guy.
All right.
I am obligated to mention that did take place at the Pontiac Silverdome.
I was Deej, for some reason I think like your room mic or some kind of like room mic, or you're sounding more roomy than like more reverby for some reason. I don't know if like it's a different mic or you're further away.
Y'all roll on. I will check my business.
Yeah. But yeah, let me load up and get things situated. Have it ready for you. Which button do I? Okay.
How about now, Pete?
Yeah,
How about
sounds
now?
great. Perfect.
All right.
That sounds much better.
Okay. And I will press this button on my Steam Deck.
Let's see.
All right. Okay. I did change
Welcome to the loading screens, everybody.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get started. So last night we had Mania night 1.
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 40.
At WrestleMania extra large, as I like to say. I'm looking forward to WrestleMania extra large because I think that'll fit me more. Even though that's
how Roman numerals work?
No, but it is how size shirts work, and that's what I'm hoping for. I'm also hoping for WrestleMania Grande, Venti, and whatever the other one's called.
And we already had WrestleMania XXX, and that wasn't nearly as exciting as you might hope.
Yeah, no.
Wasn't Vin Diesel in that one?
Yeah, I think
true. Fake
no,
Diesel.
it was Vin Diesel, and then like and then Ice Cube afterwards. After a while, like he was there first, and then like Ice Cube kind of tagged in and replaced him. Yeah. How is it to fight with like these things? Okay. Where's my controller? My controller is on the floor. Why is my controller on the floor?
I don't know, Pedro.
I'm asking the universe. All right, but we had. Let me share. I'll have. Okay, so we have MyGM. Okay, so let me get you set up. Deej, you're gonna be starting off with our Ring of Honor's emails. It should at least.
Right. We
right.
just had Supercard of Honor.
Essence, yeah.
I'm ready to get underway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll start. Drew, what were some of the highlights for you for Mania? Like you bring them up while I bring up the card to try to kind of like organize it in my head.
Petey,
So,
I I do not have control.
All right.
There we go.
There you go.
All right.
There
There we go. All right. Malachi Black. Okay. For 70,000. Yeah. Yeah, I can do that for Malachi Black. I can do that. He's been a world champion. I can do that for him. Okay. Orange Cat.
So
I
as
think
far
we
as
talked
match
about
like highlights,
the only
one, like it was really funny looking at this through the lens of what if we had booked this on this show, because it was like, oh, they started with like an absolute barn burner,
you know what?
and then they had a pretty good match, and then that
Orange.
I can't even remember what the third
Yes.
match was. Was
Okay,
that
so
the?
let me have it.
Was that the
here.
LWO match?
So oh no, that's let me give me results.
I'm
Okay, so
gonna
it started
be
with
Orange
Rhea
Cassidy
and Becky.
exactly as good as Tony Khan does.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy is one of my guys.
Yeah. And then yeah, there was the 6-team ladder match clusterfuck. The which is fantastic. And then yeah, it was Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic.
Pedro,
And
I am
yeah.
ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
And that to me is part of it. Like, think about how that LWO match was set up, where like the story's fine, like it's cool, and you have Ray and Dom, and that's always cool. And like you were wondering, like, okay, is Andrade gonna do something weird? Like, what's gonna be the thing there? And you had that whole bit, but it was sort of like okay, this is sort of the lull in the middle. And then, but you know, going into the next match, you want the crowd to be hyped. So fuck it, we're in Philly. Bring out Jason Kelsey. Okay. Like it seemed really like a smart decision on that end. Like, okay, let him have some like a little bit of rest. It was still a good match. Like, don't get me wrong.
To generate some revenue.
Like Dominic can actually go, and
Did
Ray
I select
is still
Shark Boy
Ray.
PD?
I think I did while I was booking for you one week. Just because I think specifically because I needed either a face or a fighter or both for you, and I was like, okay, Shark Boy's there. He fits this.
All right, no Ivy Nile. She's busted up. Okay.
But so like it had what you needed in okay, this is a good match, but it's not like let the crowd get back some energy. Fucking
Shark Boy,
God damn it.
yeah.
I am so excited that two things really excited me. Was one, it seemed like they really gave a lot of like both on commentary and like in focal points in how they shot the match. They gave some good moments and some good time to Ciampa and Gargano spots.
Yeah.
Which I might be biased, but I think that's pretty great.
Do this.
Yeah.
About.
And then Sammy winning the fucking belt.
Yeah.
Like that felt good. It felt like they made the belt feel super important, and then like they put it on Sammy, and I think that's really, really great.
Yeah. Yeah. Sammy was it was fantastic. It was definitely like there was a bit of like a contrived a Rocky allegory, but it worked and it was super fun. The ladder
Don't bury the lead, boys.
Ladder match. Well, we're getting there. We're just trying to like get to and then like conclude with it. Ladder match had a lot of fun moments. It was interesting because it was the three of the boys hanging out. With it was me, Bob, Callie, and Kaz who's not here. Who's on assignment. Luckily we didn't mention it, but he had already booked ahead of time for last week because we weren't sure if we were going to be able to do it. And then but luckily it worked out for this week. But we were just hanging out, and it was in the moment of the match where we realized, I don't know if we were the only ones who realized that they were gonna split the titles with that match. But then we noticed that they were dangling separately. And it was like, oh, okay. It looks like, and then like, which I think is a good way to do it. It's like,
This might be a project show.
the fact that they had both titles and they could be won separately, and they structured it so it's like you both have to be retrieved before the match ends. After all, they didn't say, okay, you win them, you go win, and they didn't make it to. They didn't put in the rules to split them. They just made it so that it would work out well, that they would work out that way. And it also,
like, you kind of saw that coming, but
you saw, I mean, that was the whole point, but they let it, because then it made the fact that A-Town Down Under, they had a purpose for still being in the match, like you would, like, the person that won the one titles still had a reason to be in the match, because who doesn't want to be undisputed undisputed anything, like,
exactly.
like, you would absolutely want to do that.
It was absolutely it was a really, really smart move. It was a really, really good move. And
that's a way to like split those titles in a way that it doesn't feel awkward, even if it's going to have the champs losing them to different teams. Because splitting titles from a multi-champion one by one is always a little bit of an awkwardness. I mean, it's not always bad. I think it's been fine with how they've been doing with Eddie Kingston. Like,
what's my time?
You've got 2.5 minutes. Like I could look down. 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
Thank
34.
You. Yeah. No, I'm good there. Yeah, I'm good there too.
Yeah, it's definitely one way to do it, where it kind of takes away the awkwardness of like having somebody who's ostensibly still a champion of some sort having lost the title, which it doesn't necessarily mean that that's always that is a bad thing. It's just it was a nice other way to do it.
Right. It was.
But yeah, that one was cool. Rhea and Becky Lynch was fantastic. It was such a banger.
So good.
And then the 44-minute, 35-second clusterfuck that was the Bloodline versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. I'm looking at the Wikipedia and like, oh my god, it was like, yeah, that was like, that was a marathon of a match. One of the things that we talked about when we were watching it last night, we were discussing, is like how surprised we were with how much The Rock was involved.
Right, like The Rock really went out there and was like, nah, fuck it, if I'm coming back, I'm gonna actually fucking try to not look like an asshole. Like,
you know what, I will eat my words. He did not look washed as I assumed he was going to. Like,
that's right. There we go. Yeah. So one more time, I know I ask this every time. For the run-in, it's going. I'm choosing the run-in, and it's no. For the run-in, I'm choosing who they go after. Correct?
Yeah, who they're attacking.
Yeah. All right.
I think the GM is the opposite.
Yeah, GM is who you're helping, and then the run-in is who you're harming. I guess you want to put it that way. Oh my god, a clash of kings right there on that opening matchup.
No, I want to switch these.
So
and
side note, somebody posted on Reddit that Michael Cole recognized 3 sets of brothers to have WrestleMania matches against each other. Owen and Brett, Matt and Jeff, and Jimmy and Jay.
Yep.
And motherfucker forgot Undertaker and Kane.
I think somebody pointed out that he had clarified in real life, but I still think that they should have included them. Like,
hey man, shout out to Michael Cole for actually calling the Brain Buster.
Yeah,
his Brain Buster call when it happened was great. Oh my god. I forget who said it. I think it might have been either UPD or
AEW
Swagger.
Dynamite.
One of y'all said it. Fucking Cole without fucking Vince in his ear has been on one. He has been absolutely
The
phenomenal.
late career renaissance of Michael Cole is something to behold.
Yeah. So my boss decided to show up out of the blue and really make my life difficult. What a jerk. Do you know anyone like... All right, JVZ. JVZ's a little salty right now.
What about JVZ?
I don't know. That email he said.
I think I helped Champa against JVZ or something.
Oh.
Yeah, right. He might jump in this call and have a little word with you.
It's gonna turn into a shoot, brother.
Yeah, Michael Cole not having someone yelling at him at all time, leaving him, like, it has been a lot more fun, and him and his rapport with Corey and with Pat McAfee is a fantastic in his own.
He's allowed to be himself.
He's allowed to kind of like play off of that. He's allowed to like riff on, if he makes a mistake, they're allowed to like go back and forth and riff on it and have him get made fun of it, but in a way
Things flow better. They flow. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Far and away.
Yeah. God. The Rock just basically telling the referees like don't you count when they were going out of the ring to do their just their Dudley Boy signature just wander around punch each other spot. Him yelling at the referees, "You count, you're fired." And the whole thing of the match of like the referee being handcuffed because literally it was like he was being his job was being threatened by the Rock.
And that's why we need a competitor around, everybody. How's that for a transition?
Hold on.
Yeah. But I remember the talk last night was like, well, what was it? It was, I don't know who was saying it, but why would it, like, the Rock, why not have Cody win and the Rock would do that anyway during the main event tonight? And I said, it's like, well, because the tag match wasn't promised to be fair or one-on-one. Oh, sorry, I forgot to count you down for your time. Sorry.
Oh,
3, 2, 1. But the funny thing is, you never you book so quickly, anyways. That wasn't promised to be like a one-on-one, but if they had through the stipulations had the thing that was never going to happen, which was Cody wins and it's the promised a one-on-one, no bloodline, no bullshit, fair match. If they had promised that, they would have delivered on that. They would have been only right to actually have that one-on-one match. So if you just like introduce bullshit at that point, then it's like, what was the point? Like, what was the point of Cody winning? Whereas like it makes sense for Rock to like do it to like just establish it, because it wasn't something that was an explicitly promised thing in story last night. So that was my thought on that. But yeah, also we watched Collision last night, the three of us. It was fun.
I will be honest, I said this a couple of days ago. I am precipitously becoming colder and colder on Collision.
I've been, I can understand that, but I've been having a blast on it.
I am a Lady Frost fan, and I am a Top Flight fan, and I'm also a fan of Lee Moriarty and Shane Taylor Promotions. Now, let me preface this by saying, I get it. It's professional wrestling. I get it. It's not real. But I'm a fan of all of those wrestlers. But all of those wrestlers, despite being on TV regularly, wrestling in big time matches with stars, they're always losing.
Yeah.
And I said this a couple of days ago when it was announced that Collision was going to be on at 11:30. I said, I don't need to stay up until midnight on Saturday just to see Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty to lose again.
Yeah.
Copy paste for Lady Frost.
Yeah.
Copy paste for Top Flight. I'm a little tired of seeing them lose on TV over and over again.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to be DJM the wrestling hipster, even though I'm always the wrestling hipster. I'm not trying to be, but if you're a wrestling fan, you want to see the ones you really, really like win.
Yeah.
At least
And,
some of the time.
Yeah.
like,
I want to see Shane. It's Shane Taylor promotion. Like Shane Taylor is so fantastic on the mic, and his in his like persona, and having that like that team now more of a stable. It's sad to just realize that how little teeth they have for how good like he speaks and how good of a presence he has, because you know that they're never gonna win.
Skilled Lee Moriarty is just
Yeah.
in terms of pure skill.
Like, you
And-
always feel like they want to be a threat, because like they did. I mean, I will say this: they did add Anthony Ogogo to Shane Taylor promotion last night, so there's that. And you'd hope that that leads to something.
So, on a similar point, there is probably no woman in wrestling I enjoy seeing in the ring more than Lady Frost.
Yeah,
I absolutely love watching her.
I want. Oh
in
yeah,
the ring. Like every match she has, she looks amazing. And every time I'm online anywhere after a match or during one of her matches, people are saying, Lady Frost is amazing. Hey, you should do more with her. And I remember seeing Lady Frost as like the highlight of the dying days of Chikara.
Yeah,
When Chikara was in its final days, Lady Frost and the Savage Gentleman were the highlight.
yeah.
And it's a little frustrating to see her just kind of not doing much.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Let me look at. All right, Trish. Whatever you want, Trish. Whatever you want. I didn't even look at the number. I just said, okay. This is whatever you want. You don't even have to ask. Can't have The Rock taking part in your show this week. Sorry about that.
Something with TKO.
Yeah. Appreciate the title share. It's good to know I've got a boss that keeps their word. I wasn't able to take home the gold. Either way, just want to let you know I appreciate that you even gave me the opportunity at all. And you in respect earlier when you gave me a chance to show you that Mustafa and I could work as a team. Feels like I'm on a roll this season in Impact Wrestling. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! I've had enough crap. Well, okay, so Lance, yes.
Silence. You must have lost your natural mind.
You what?
Yeah. Fucking give him the bonus. Give him $100K. You had $400,000.
For salons? I'm No, I'm not giving salons.
You
Damn it,
you
I was
had
hoping it would quit.
$400,000 though.
Honestly, I was hoping it would quit because it was part of my plan going forward. Is I was gonna trim off the bottom of the roster, starting with him. But if he had quit, I would have, that was one less week I would of time spent doing that. Okay, so that's that. All right, 3, 2, 1. But yeah, as you guys were saying, Yeah, I definitely understand that. Like those guys, I wish I would see them more. I've been having an alright time watching either way, but yeah, there's been the fact that you don't. We wish. I hope adding Anthony Gogo isn't is meant to as a sign of investing in the group rather than just sticking Anthony Gogo somewhere because they need feel like they need to. I hope that leads to something, like they become a bigger threat. We don't know.
All of the things we've been saying also apply to Brian Keith.
Yes, I want to see more. It's great that he got in there, but like, do something with him. Like, not just have him in like there with freaking Chris Daniels and Matt Sydal just as the jobber squad. You know, like it's like.
Pretty close.
Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be
now to a degree. I know I've been talking about Konosuke Takeshita a lot, and to a certain extent, I understand that he's probably not in the creative plans because he does go back to wrestle in Japan for DDT on a semi-regular basis. Somewhat regular basis. So, but still.
Okay. Yeah, it's. But specifics on to last night at Collision. Last night at Collision, it was what was when they announced, and that you guys have been talking about today, that the Bucks had announced that they were going to discuss, they're going to show and discuss footage from All In. And I remember, so you guys have like you guys are going to have your thoughts. I remember one of them. Well, actually, what are you guys thinking like of what's going on with that? Because the word is obviously has been repeated over and over again is it's not a troll, that it's legitimately the footage of Punk and Perry in their confrontation or whatever you want to call it.
I really hope that it's a bit and that it's a troll, because I love when the Young Bucks are trolling.
Yes.
I think that's when they're at their best and that they're most lovable / hateable.
Yeah.
And I love when the Young Bucks lean into who they are and they are working their biggest haters.
Yeah.
And they don't know that they're being worked, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I hope it's a bit. I really do. Because if it's not, and they actually are showing footage of what happened between Mr. Perry and Mr. Brooks and Mr. Khan as well, I don't know how much of a difference it would make.
No.
Because it's not going to sway anyone either way. The people that hate AEW for existing simply are going to keep hating AEW for existing. It's not going to change anything. So I would hope that they just kind of turn it into a joke.
Yeah.
It would have to be whatever they're showing, if it is the thing they're claiming it to be. And to be clear, I also think it's a bit. I think it's a worky McWork face. I think that we've got the Bucks, like David said, being the Bucks, and purposely like SRS will sometimes not give details. Yes. Very, very legitimate wrestling journalist. Like, dude has gotten his bona fides. He has broken many a story. But he is also one to, if he has 3 or 4 people telling him, yep, nope, this is clear, he's willing to go, well, I've got a bunch of people telling me it's clear that they're going to do the thing. So that's the thing. That's what I'm saying, is I've got a lot of people, and it seems like those people are very adamant that they're going to show the actual thing, and it's not a joke, it's not a work. Like, notice he's not saying, and here's what it might contain, and he's not giving very specific. So to me, that more points towards, a bunch of people are on the inside saying, oh yeah, this is not a work, wink wink, nudge nudge, and he goes, yep, nope, they're saying it's not a work. I've got like a bunch of people texting me and saying it's not a work. So it's not a work, I guess, because he's not technically giving specifics, so he's still not technically wrong.
Yeah.
But that to me points towards it being a work. Like David said, I don't think it changes minds on the AEW haters hating AEW. What I will say is that everybody for years wanted Punk to come back because Punk symbolized this like way of, we don't like authority. There was a guy who spoke up about the things that authority was doing that we didn't like, and he was saying it in a way that we agreed with. And we want that again. We want that guy back. And that's
Okay.
not what happens.
In 2024, what does CM Punk represent exactly?
I don't think he represents a damn thing besides a homeboy likes money.
No.
Like, that's the problem, right?
And number
It's like,
two, just to follow up on that, AEW brought CM Punk in and basically treated him like he was Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
The
And
problem is
he behaved like Hulk Hogan.
he turned out to be Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
Yep.
he did turn out to be Hulk
100%.
Hogan in WCW, which is funny because remember that when this was funny, when CM Punk signed, he was the exact age that Hulk Hogan was when he signed with WCW in like '94 or
Well,
whatever
there
it
you
was.
go.
So it's like
Yeah.
he brought his guys. He, I'm gonna say Ace Steel is about as close as we're gonna get. We probably got to his Ed Leslie. I imagine. I don't know who else would be his Ed Leslie. But like it was all about him, and then it's like, luckily it ended. It was cut. It was nipped in the bud a lot quicker than it was for WCW because Hogan almost killed WCW.
Well, almost. That's up to interpretation.
He almost killed WCW before he eventually did kill WCW. Is what I'm trying to say. He almost killed it at that point. They saved it, and then then afterwards, yeah. All right, let me confirm booking. I'm gonna have to like. I did a lot of things at the end there in kind of like a fever dream, so I don't even remember most of what I did.
That's how I take every week, pretty much.
But once I booked what I had planned in my Excel sheet, then it was like, okay, what else do I need to do? Bad girl.
Also, side note, fucking Jade Cargill, goddamn star.
Yes, fantastic. All right. So my thoughts on the book. Okay.
Did she do anything?
Yeah, she did. She had her exact she did exactly what she needed. Like she had the exact moments she needed to have her power. Displays of power moments. I think she's still. It was a very short match altogether. So of the short match, she was gonna have very little overall, anyways. But she she did exactly what she needed to do to kind of show up well. Everyone worked well around her. They did a lot of great, just the damage control did a great job bumping for her.
Petey, I'm done. You're trying to be nice, but I'm not.
But
it was a Jake match.
Yeah. It was. I think it, but it worked well. It was, yeah. It's they've been having her spend all this time training. Supposedly. we're gonna have to see going forward. I mean, you know, it's just a matter of like, can she get it? She has the work ethic. If she decides to get, wow, freaking hell of a team to win this. Swerve and
Matches.
The what?
I see that we're playing some matches already. Did I miss Ring of
Oh
Honor?
no, Collision was already pre-booked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Kaz had pre-booked, and I think it was for like last week. Not this past Thursday, but the previous one, and then like we kind of like postponed after he had already done it, and
Yeah.
that's why we started with like right at your emails rather than at your booking.
Okay.
Yeah. But he had already booked everything. In fact, this is the funny thing is that he had done it on my computer, and I didn't get to see it because I was out for a walk. I just told him, "Hey, you have keyboard and mouse control. Just launch Steam and do your thing." And then he was
You are
so
trustworthy of that, man.
yeah.
Of all people.
1, 2, that's it. Ring the bell.
What are you saying, Kaz is a bad guy?
You said it.
Jive Owens. People not feeling Jive Owens out there.
But the rivalry grows.
What was that?
All right, now for his main event. I think it's a solid main event here. But yeah, okay. Back to my thoughts on the Bucks thing. Last night while we were watching Collision, where they announced it and we were talking about it, my first immediate thought was, I was excited because the statement was the Young Buck, the EVP's Young Bucks are going to show footage from All In. And I was like, oh, it's one of their great, trolls. Like, it's 100% one of their awesome trolls. And it's like, yes. Like, and people are, the implication is that it's Punk Perry, but it's not. And it's going to be great. But then people kept saying, like, oh, no, it's not a troll. Like, I kept like that's what I want to believe, that it's just a bit and it's a troll, because that's the best part, like the best scenario.
Really,
because releasing that footage, it's
unless Punk did something absolutely or said something absolutely
unless he threw up like a Nazi salute and said like
anybody.
14 slurs or something like that, like it's just. If he just threw hands, here's the thing. I think maybe like if this is the plan they're going for, I think they overrate how much people care about people throwing hands. Just in real life, fights happen. Sometimes you throw hands, sometimes you catch hands. Fights happen. Like if somebody's like abusive, that's another thing. Somebody's, does something where it's like it's egregious and out of pocket, maybe, but a fight is just a fight. Like, you understand why, like, maybe that they felt that was the thing that meant that they needed to separate these people out and like kind of suspend them on some level, maybe, like, and they felt that was the last straw for Punk as far as like his ability to maintain a relationship with the locker room. But a fight is just a fight, man. People get into fights. People throw hands.
I imagine the Bucks know that, which is why I'm really hoping this is a thing.
Well, to me also, there's
feeling Tony Khan has sort of a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking that there's a better than zero chance that this is a bit.
And here's another level of this bit. I would love if it is the footage from All In. I would love it if it is the Bucks showing that footage to talk crap about Jack Perry and stick up for CM Punk. Like,
that would be great.
He'd be like,
great.
Look at what the injustice of CM Punk.
And that's why he's gone. That's why he's not here anymore. we as EVPs had to exert our authority to suspend Jack Perry.
Exactly.
And then that's how you get Jack Perry back from Japan.
Yeah. And then, like,
Fucking
you know,
put him in. That would actually be kind of funny. That would be kind of
we
fucking
suspended
cool.
him because he cost us CM Punk, a great star, for this incident. We look, CM Punk was just defending himself, and like, you know, it's like he just accidentally bumps into Tony Khan. What are you talking? It's just, and that TV was broken anyways. That monitor was broken anyways. It's like he was just getting rid of it. Like, so if that's how they.
And Samoa Joe, ever the veteran, ever the locker room leader, doing the best he could, and we have nothing but respect for Joe.
Yeah.
Because Joe's an OG and we love Joe.
Yeah. So it's like, if they'd pull it that way, of like,
It actually would be really fucking cool and really fucking smart to do it that
that
way.
would be like, that would be the you know, them playing the heels. You know, anything but them legitimately trying to put that out there to like go after Punk in any way.
Well, because here's the
This
thing.
is unnecessary.
Even before the stupid interview that Punk did, like, I assumed Punk
Puppet
like,
Ariel Helwani.
like yeah, but like, but weren't we already under the assumption that CM Punk fucking threw hands at Jack Perry?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that all what we thought? So like, him saying, yeah, I threw hands at Jack Perry, but it wasn't that bad, is like, of course, what you would say if you're trying to like defend yourself from assaulting a coworker. Like this. Oh, okay. Like, they fought in the locker room, which happens. It's sucky and makes me look bad, so I'm gonna try to downplay it because it kind of does make me look like an asshole. Like, oh, weird. That's the thing that he did in an interview with a WWE puppet? Like, wild, man.
Yeah.
Look at that, of course. Like, I don't know. It's just like,
Meaning
I
of the
heard
minds.
all of those things and I was like, oh, so this means nothing. This means nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care anymore. Fucking dumb.
And what was it? And was it Cody who gave him nothing in his interview? It was like, oh, I love everyone over there. It's I think that company's great.
Said he was proud. He
And
said
it's
he was
like, I didn't watch the interview, but people were like watching it. And people said that Ariel just kind of like just deflated and moved on. It was like, because he wasn't getting to get juicy shit. Like,
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't think,
Like, I would never side with Dana White on anything about anyone, but fuck. When it comes to Ariel Helwani, I'm fucking close.
oh, dude, for sure. Like, and that's the thing,
and
right?
Matt
It's
Riddle at
like,
this point.
Yeah, Matt Riddle too.
Yeah.
like, to me, it's just the difference in the trajectory of career, right? Like, I could see a future where like Cody spends a couple more years in WWE, like he does the thing, like, and then
Well, it
goes
was announced
back.
that he did sign a multi-year extension.
Yeah.
Oh, how many years?
Multi-year. So, from my understanding, WWE contracts are usually either 3 years or 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to me,
it's 3.
yeah. So like, that's the thing. Like, I see a future where he doesn't like extend, like he doesn't retire with the WWE, and he goes back for a time because like it doesn't seem like he left the Friends on bad terms. It was just like, okay, like I'm not getting the reaction I want. I want to do this certain thing.
Well,
and I have
anyway,
this opportunity to do the
we're
best thing.
we're going through like all of the lore unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Cody
That's
has
fair.
said, and the Bucks have said, that they're better friends now, and they talk more now than when he was with AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all good there. And I think both companies, the majority of performers in both companies are probably cool with one another.
I agree with that.
Everyone gets that more than one company is good for everybody.
Yeah. especially the
And
workers.
And the fans, most of
And
all.
the fans, yeah. The consumers.
Yep.
If you don't
For the workers
get
and the
that,
consumers.
if you don't get that, you're a moron.
Yeah, it's they both have to make better stories to keep me engaged, and they have to treat the workers better because there's somewhere for the workers to go.
And it's also remember that it's competition is when people talk about it in business and capitalism, competition is great for workers and consumers. Not great for companies because they have to try, and corporations hate having to try. If they could avoid having to try.
There was a certain wrestling company that didn't try for 20 years.
Yeah. Exactly.
Speaking of like these sorts of things, somebody said on Twitter, it's really funny that Paul Heyman is so good on the mic that he could bury Vince McMahon without ever saying Vince McMahon's name.
Yeah.
Look, and then I re-listened to his speech, and I was like, "Oh shit, that is actually what happened, isn't it?" Like
I did.
I'm a Paul Levesque guy. Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't listen, so.
Yeah.
The middle and end of his speech was very much putting over how great Triple H was as a booker and how like Triple H really learned well and like how everybody respects him, and he was like, and I will say here, I am a Paul Levesque guy. It's like, oh, you're saying that for a very particular reason, aren't you there, buddy? You're saying that because you also think fuck Vince McMahon like the rest of us do.
It's my understanding, like from the ECW DVD and the Paul Heyman DVD from back in the day.
Starting with the German through the table. Holy crap.
Paul Heyman has actually had a relatively good relationship with Stephanie.
Yeah.
So, with Stephanie.
Did she also have the former ECW owner, Stephanie McMahon? Yeah.
Here is your winner.
Yeah, he also said something about Stephanie marrying the wrong Paul, and that got a laugh. Like I think they do legitimately get on. Like,
and she was wearing her ECW hat.
Yeah, the Kangol.
Oh yeah,
fucking hat. It was fucking brilliant.
People popped for that. It was like, yeah, this is amazing. Like,
you know, that's some good lore.
also, can we talk about how that match, that match we were just watching, how good it would be in real life? Oh my god.
Toni Storm, Jamie
Blair.
Hayter, and Isla Dawn.
Or this one, yeah.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Toni Storm, Kaylee Ray, and Bea Priestley. Probably has happened in the past. But yeah, it was. Oh, it's running. Okay. And I know you had to run in the main.
Bailey got injured. Fuck. My women's division is getting killed by injuries. I'm just like Tony Khan. Fuck.
I was gonna say that's some Tony Khan ass energy right there.
No. Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Why doesn't Tony book women well? Well,
Like,
fucking every time he starts,
60% of them are injured.
Yeah.
Also, if you really care about seeing good women's wrestling, hey, watch Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
It's all over Ring of Honor.
Super Card of Honor didn't have like 4 or 5 or maybe like how many? I gotta look it up. Got Kenny Omega. Also by the Kenny Omega, unfortunately possibly set to have surgery soon. So, but we wish him the best in his recovery.
Shout out to the legend.
But yeah, Super Card of Honor. We look at. I'm looking up on Wikipedia.
Oh,
look at the results.
can we talk about Super Card of Honor?
Yeah.
Because once again, Ring of Honor pay-per-views do not miss.
Yeah. So we had, as far as like women's matches, I have right here, Mirai May and Mobile Kogo at the pre-show. May Sarah and Empress Nexus Venus, Micah and Lina Shirakawa versus Tam Nakano and Queen's Quest, Dayo Kamitami and Asumi.
Believe in Tom.
Billy Starks versus Queen Aminata, Athena versus Hikaru Shida. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 women's matches. Apparently all really great.
Yeah. So for everyone that's permanently butthurt about women's wrestling, watch Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
But Supercard of Honor was a really, really good show. It was a really great match for the Ring of Honor television title between Kyle Fletcher and Big Shotty Lee Johnson. And hey, Big Shotty had himself a match. Like, this was not unlike the tag matches the infantry have been having in that. This was like a breakout performance for Lee Johnson. And in a fair and just world, this is the beginning of big things for him. The Undisputed Kingdom beat the infantry in another really good match. I am fully sold on the Undisputed Kingdom now. I've always liked Mike Bennett. I've always liked him. And yes, I have finally come around on Matt Taven. Yes, fully. Of course, his Ring of Honor World Championship reign was very polarizing, but
I think from what I understand, it just came at not a great time for Ring of Honor in general.
It was a weird time. And he just was not the right guy. Billy Starks and Queen Aminata had themselves a pretty good match with some story involved, and Billy Starks doing some dastardly tactics to become the Ring of Honor Women's Television Champion.
Things she learned by being around Athena and being her minion in training.
I am hoping, like Lee Johnson, that this is not the end for Queen Aminata.
No.
Because I think Queen Aminata has really gotten a lot of attention. Just for so many great performances she's put on. So I'm really hoping and praying this is not the end for Queen Aminata.
I didn't get to see. I'm gonna make a time to try to find a moment to watch the show. But I know there was some really good other matches. There was Athena had her women's world title match. The main thing from that is her coming out as Karlak, which was great.
For the non-tabletop gamers, PD.
So it's from a video game actually. From Baldur's Gate 3, Karlak, the tiefling barbarian, who's one of the main companions, and is honestly one of the she's one of the quintessential right now, the is best girl.
Okay.
She's like she just has a infectious, she just has a really great personality. Like, it's like she's this person who's like her heart, she was given to a devil in Avernus to be part of this devil's army in the blood wars in Avernus by her boss at the time. She's a tiefling but not a devil. She had her heart replaced by an infernal engine that has to be maintained, constantly keeps her inflamed and on fire and can't touch anybody. That's the big thing, of course. It's like, and is also starting to fail the longer she is outside of hell or outside of Avernus. So it's like the struggle of. It's a great story because like her thing is about her aspiring to be able to like fix her heart so that she can actually touch people again and hug people and like maybe kiss someone, which not even just like because the Baldur's Gate, obviously the Baldur's Gate games have the horny reputation, but it's just about like she just wanted to hug someone for once, wanted to hug a friend, kiss someone, that physical contract that she missed, and also the impending decision of she might die. She has to either go back to Avernus or die, and like trying to find other solutions. But the more and more it's more and more apparent that holy crap,
Luke Kane defeated Kenny Omega. That's an upset of the century. That is a huge upset.
Tombstones him to the point where he busts him open with the tombstone pile driver.
Which
So I want to go back to Supercard of Honor because I'm nowhere near done.
Yeah.
Despite your lore.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But that's just a great character that
she's a nerd that likes D&D things.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah.
If you
Ring of Honor
No.
World Six-Man Tag Team Championships had a wonderful moment with Bullet Club Gold taking on Minoru Suzuki, Lance Archer, and Alex Zane, the King of Sauce Style. Minoru Suzuki was in the ring with Austin Gunn, and Suzuki-san called them the Ass Boys. So clearly, Minoru Suzuki keeps up with American wrestling.
Yes.
So great for everybody.
Yes.
And Bullet Club Gold retained. And of course, Jay White fans are still upset. Dalton Castle and Johnny TV have been having this great feud on Ring of Honor television. RIP the boys. This match was a fight without honor, with Dalton Castle coming out victorious. Athena and Hikaru Shida had the expected banger that everyone expected them to have.
Oh, weird. Two great women doing really great things. Wild.
And last, but certainly not least, for the Ring of Honor World Championship, Eddie Kingston defending against Mark Briscoe. Now, it was 11 years ago, I believe,
to the day,
last night, that Jay Briscoe won the Ring of Honor World Championship #1. And you knew this was going to be a special night when Mark Briscoe got to come out to Give Me Back My Bullets by Leonard Skinner, the old school Ring of Honor theme song for the Briscoe brothers. So me and all the other Ring of Honor old heads were just in our feelings this whole match. And in the end, Mark Briscoe did the damn thing.
Yeah.
And Mark Briscoe, chicken himself, is the Ring of Honor World Champion. And oh, my heart, professional wrestling, emotional storytelling par excellence. And you'll love to see it.
The nice things sometimes should just happen, right? Like, not, and that's not saying he didn't deserve it on his own merit.
And
but
hey, man,
like
Mark Briscoe becoming Ring of Honor World Champion, Sami Zayn becoming Intercontinental Champion and hitting Gunther with the Brain Buster.
Yeah.
And Tyler Black just in a match with The Rock, right? Two former Ring of Honor World Champions in that match, Tyler Black and Cody Rhodes, with The Rock and Roman Reigns.
And The Rock sold the fuck up for both of them too. Like,
so, just speaking for myself and probably a lot of the Ring of Honor old heads out there, I am comfortably settling in to the wrestling fan retirement home. Like, I'm seeing my guys get their flowers. Also, Bryan Danielson getting to wrestle his idol and favorite luchador, Blue Panther, in a sold-out Arena Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, that was so amazing, seeing the fans chant for Bryan and for Blue Panther to give him so much respect, and for CMLL to give him a signed Blue Panther mask in Mexico City. That was just so cool. So watching all of these Ring of Honor guys, just as a Ring of Honor old head, my heart was full of joy last night, and I am at peace. I am at peace.
Yeah, it was good. I also had a moment last night where we were talking about. I was talking about. It's crazy to think that Tyler Black, one of the quintessential black T-shirt, black trunks, knee pads, and worker boots guys, became such a fucking fashion icon.
Right?
like this is like the most like just middle of the road fashion guy and ever that you would imagine, and he became
all he really needed was to dye half of his hair.
Yeah,
and that must have inspired him.
Yeah, and then like now he got himself. Now it helped that he had the money now so he can hire himself a stylist, but he's somebody he can collaborate with and create and start serving looks, as it were.
Can
we say that?
I certainly will.
All right.
As long as I don't say the other thing you can serve.
When I was trying to explain to Amber, like, sort of what was going on and who these people were, I was like, and then that guy, the one that looks like CrossFit Liberace, she looked at the robe and was like, yeah, I get it. Like, that's a lot of, that's very bright. And I was like, yeah, no, it's very bright. He does this shit all the time. It's great.
Yeah. It's, he's serving looks and kicking ass. And it's an amazing thing. Yeah, that was cool. Then now we have tonight. All right, let's do a quick pick'ems for night 2. Let me see.
I'm so out on WrestleMania, and like I try to say I'm not the wrestling hipster. I'm not the wrestling hipster. I swear. But I have no idea what's happening at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, I spent the entire time like literally just pulled it up on Wikipedia to remember what matches and what order. Because I knew of like a couple of matches, obviously, and like a couple.
I literally only know the main event.
Yeah,
I watched yesterday. Like, if I was gonna pick one, I was gonna pick yesterday only because I knew Sammy was gonna be going for the title. And I was like, I want Sammy.
I didn't even honestly going into tonight. I either forgot or didn't know that was one of the matches that was gonna happen at this weekend.
All right, so let's run this down.
Night 2, we're gonna, and it's gonna, if Wikipedia, considering how accurate they were last night, this is definitely the order of tonight because they were on the money. So tonight we're gonna start with Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Seth Rollins a bit beaten up.
Yeah, I think that gives it. I think Drew wins. Priest music hits, cash in.
That's what I think tomorrow night I'm gonna put Seth, and when I do the polls, not tomorrow night, tonight when I start doing the polls, this poll I'm gonna put Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, and then the poll will be, the 3 options will be Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest. the winner.
I don't think they do, unless they want like fucking Priest to have the worst heat imaginable.
Yeah.
And right now the Judgment Day is rolling pretty well. I don't think you do that to them yet. Like,
although they are heels. They are heels.
Yes, I agree. But like, there's a certain level of like, you're going from heels that like, okay, we want to see them lose because they're kind of being Dixon's story, to the, oh, fuck this. And like, it very quickly.
I don't care about that. I genuinely don't.
Yeah.
Like they're heels, but they're also like, I think cool heels are bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm kind of old school in that regard.
I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I don't think WWE will do it.
Yeah.
Because there is money in the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
So I think that Damian Priest cashing in on whomsoever is the world heavyweight champion is very much in play. Next we have a 6-man tag team Philadelphia street fight where the Pride, consisting of Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, take on Karrion Kross and the AOP, no full name given, in a Philadelphia street fight.
This one's another one where on the poll I will put the first team's name as, you know who should be in a team? Just like I did last night for Bianca, Jade, and Naomi. It's like the quintessential, you know who should be in a team? The 3 black guys. Like, okay.
That sounds like a lot of other like lazy internet takes.
Exactly. Exactly. But I didn't even know they were called the Pride, first of all. And I didn't know they had B-Fab with them. I guess that's something to do with her. Something she can do. Give her
Gotta
something
put her
to do.
somewhere, I guess.
Yeah. Like, and the Final Testament, I guess that I'd completely forgotten that Karrion Kross had gotten his own spooky heel group. My guess is someone will win.
I'm gonna be honest.
And then
Fucking Karrion Kross doesn't fucking excite me. I don't think
that's
he
what
ever
I'm
has.
saying.
Like,
I'm
I've heard
guessing
about it.
someone will win.
All right. Moving on. LA Knight versus AJ Styles.
I do love Bobby Lashley though, but I'm saying this is not memorable.
I am hoping in this match with LA Knight and AJ Styles, I am hoping for a TNA chant. That's what I'm hoping
Okay,
for.
so you know,
That'd be cool.
so let's because we're gonna talk about the meme that's been going on later on in the main event. But if I were to put a dark horse moment for actually bringing in and having a surprise appearance by Joe Hendry, this one could be the one where like, and it would be a great moment where like either AJ grabs the mic or how he's been doing where like he just talks so loud that the cameras hear him and you hear him at home, where he like yells at LA Knight and says, "Why don't you go back to that other place hanging out with losers like Joe Hendry?" And he says it, and then
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I don't even need him to take a bump. Just have him like show up first row, just behind hard cam, like just fucking,
but like
just
like a Burge. But I would love, and here's the way I would write it in my dreams. Not only that, I would have his music hit on the speakers. I would have either on social media after the fact or at the moment. Social media after the fact, just for the timing. Have him come out during the show, but in social media after have footage from Gorilla Position of the music hitting, everybody in Gorilla being absolutely surprised that it happened. Like, what's going on? Him and in that moment with Joe Hendry emerging from somewhere like a curtain that they would have obviously seen him before, and then him come out, and then everybody looking behind that like, was he there the whole time? Like, just like what? Like Sean and Hunter just like what? Who cued that music? What? Like,
It would be great capitalizing on something viral.
It was like, because they don't need him in the main, but it would be a great, like, people want Joe Hendry. We have this working relationship we have right now with TNA at this point. It's obvious. Yeah, it'd be like a, giving the people a great moment in a match that, I don't know how the build has been going on. Again, I haven't gotten a chance to like fully actually start tipping my toe back into the product.
I've been completely disengaged for years and
me too.
I'm not going back. I just can't.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like
next match.
Yeah.
Future WrestleMania 41 main eventer Logan Paul defends his United States Championship against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. I could see Logan Paul retaining. I could see Kevin Owens winning. Because I genuinely believe WrestleMania 41, Logan Paul is either going to be in a world championship match or he's going to be facing The Rock. And this might just be the beginning of that.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see either one, honestly. I think if I'm going with what I want KO to win and KO and Sammy to be like holding belts again, like with each other. I think that would be cool. But that's because I'm predictable.
Our main event here, the Acclaimed versus Copeland Cardona. Yeah, and then I hope. I know Kaz. I will reiterate Kaz's hope that Randy Orton wins this match from last night. He's not going to say it for himself.
I don't understand why Randy Orton is the dude for Kaz. I don't.
I do. I get it.
I do. Yeah.
I do. If you know Kaz, you get it.
Yeah. Kevin Owens is a solid choice. Logan Paul retaining and continuing to build his position with the title would be great. Yeah, he's going to be in that bigger picture. He's going to be in a main event picture next year for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to say. It should be well. I think it's gonna be it's a good sports entertainment match. I think Kevin Owens is gonna hit hard, Randy Orton's gonna do his thing, and Logan Paul will contribute.
Kevin is not hitting the package pile driver.
No,
he
not
might hit
against
the
these guys.
Steamalizer. He might hit the Steamalizer, but he's not hitting the package pile driver.
No, that's something for an opponent.
Look, I will say that now that Sami Zayn has hit the Brain Buster, there's a more than zero chance it'll happen. But I would not get my hopes up.
No, not against these guys. The important thing that we were talking about in last night was it's those two, Sami Zayn and Gunther, are two guys that are. First of all, you know that they would be down for both of them getting the good chops in against each other.
Oh, that's right. Petey, if Cody, which we'll get to in a second, if Cody does it, if Cody finishes the story, he will be the first Cuban WWE World Champion.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
I'll drink a coffee to do that. Yeah.
Hey now. Coming up next, we have the WWE Women's Championship, where we see the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky, versus the role model Bailey. Now, this one has been some long-term storytelling, if there's ever been. Of course, with the story of Damage Control and all that hoo-ha. Where do you think this one goes, gentlemen?
It's hard to say. The gut instinct wants to say Io Sky retains. However, it would definitely be another I'm tired as grandpa moment for anybody, for Bailey fans, because at this point it's like just another loss at WrestleMania for Bailey. So I could see them just trying to I could see them finally making good and just having her win this big match.
It's me, I'm Bailey fans.
Yeah.
I would be okay with Bailey winning.
Yeah, I would totally, because they could still, Damage Control is still tag champs. Damage Control is still a is a great group with that can continue to be a threat, and they can continue. You know, Bailey could find help, and combat them. When's War Games this year?
Question.
Lord, you're
That's something they could build towards, and it doesn't matter where that particular title is for that. Where let's see, War Game, not War Game 2024, the movie,
The game.
the War Game 20, a bipartisan group of U.S. defense, intelligence, and elected policymakers spanning 5 presidential. We put WWE in the search term. Survivor Series War Games 2023. So the presumably, okay, they don't have a Survivor Series. So 2023 one was November. Okay, that's a ways away, but they can build something towards something else. That was Survivor Series, so they could slot in War Games wherever they want. Yeah, I think ultimately I think the Bailey finally having her big win, especially kind of how they're building them. She's been building up, like, you know, she wasn't on the banner for this WrestleMania, and like, you know, despite the fact that she won the Royal Rumble, and like, it's just, to her finally getting her moment, kind of like and also having both sub main events be big feel good moments at the end of great matches would be kind of cool. A nice little symmetry. Max Caster just watching Matt Cardona do the delayed suplex. Like, all right, dude, just get your shit in, Matt. Yeah, and unless there's anything else, that brings us to the match.
In which Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, will take on the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, in which it will take place under Bloodline rules.
So, in which if they basically have said no rules, everything goes. Which, I mean, that was what it was going to be even before night one. That's why even on the poll in our Discord, I put the two options I put were the Bloodline and the Bloodline. There was no universe in which Cody
yeah,
was
they were gonna figure out how to make it a no DQ match.
Yeah, they kind of had like
the only way I think it would have been believable that there would have been no like sort of kind of reversal in figuring out of how to make the other guys win is okay. Because you need the blow off, right? You need the no DQ, or you need this, or you need the sell. So, if Cody would have said, "If I win, I want the sell to keep you guys away," blah 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 blah, then I would have been like, "Okay,
honestly,
there's a bit more."
One of the things I said that I even said that originally. I would have loved if Cody had said, "You know what? I could sit here and I could come up with a billion ways I could needlessly try to keep the Bloodline out of this match. You know, it's nothing that's going to work. Let's just have it no DQ. I don't care. Bring your Bloodline. Bring as many relatives as you want. It's going to happen anyways. Just do it. Let me let you lay your insecurity bare and let people watch you be so desperate to hold on to this title that you do everything. And you know what? I will just plan for it. I will just expect it and plan for it. That's where I would have loved to have seen it gone. But they did it a different way, obviously.
This really comes down to the question of what kind of a booker Triple H really is.
Yeah.
Is he someone that is willing to give the people what they want from time to time? Or is he just an outright sadist? And here's what I'm going to say. I'm saying Triple H is not only a sadist, he is a sadist to the point that he will give people something and then take it away.
Yeah.
Because Paul Heyman is a Paul Levesque guy. And I remember Paul Heyman booked Tommy Dreamer to win the ECW World Championship and then took it away from him pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if
Priest
this
cashes in.
is where we see Damian Priest cash in.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All
mean,
right.
Fuck.
Yeah. Performance.
That doesn't.
Okay. Class matchups.
That makes some sense.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. All right. And Bailey's injured.
And that's another big thing. It was like I said, I'm not going to get emotionally affected by them doing the shit thing, and doing anything other than like what's supposed to be the right answer. Because you know what, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Yeah.
My women's division's fucked.
Yeah, it's tough. It's hard out there for the wrestlers. It is. It's going to be an interesting. It's going to be I think the main thing. It's going to be a big clusterfuck. It's going to be
having a brawl.
Yeah, it's going to be an overbooked, hot mess of a clusterfuck, and it's going to be fantastic for it. That's what all it needs to be. It's just a big blow off and have a bunch of.
Also, we are absolutely on Jacob Fatu watch.
Yeah.
100%.
And that'll be part of that whole match. And it's just a matter of I think the general consensus, and I think I agree with as far as from Cody's side, is okay. The bloodline is just, you know what, he's gonna bring it all, and then on Cody's side, it's going to be Avengers Endgame, where everyone, all the heroes coming in from the portals, just coming in out of the woodwork to even the odds and save the day,
Do you think do we think that the thing happened that would be the cool thing, which is his brother makes an appearance?
Here's an interesting point. I could see that happening. I could see that they Tony Khan and as for as much as they're like playing and sniping at each other, I could see them having had worked out a deal. And I could see the fact that Dustin is booked for this Wednesday on Dynamite for that eliminator match as a way for Tony Khan to make sure that it's known that he is still with the company, just to make sure, because he hasn't been on hasn't been on television for it hasn't been a very long time. It's only I think been a few weeks, but long enough for people to make assumptions. Whereas now that he's literally about to wrestle, because people are dumb, but he's about to wrestle on Wednesday, and people could probably, if they're really dumb, then they will probably assume that he'll get unbooked or something like that, but he won't. He's booked him this Wednesday just to make sure that he's still with AEW, and that that they worked out this deal, and that it's all being done with his permission. I could see that being the case if that was a possibility. Ooh, Delirious is injured.
And it's, you have him, right? I'm not trying to speak out of turn. I'm not trying to disparage the man, but you brought him in sort of as a coach too. You got to understand that, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't gonna I never thought he was gonna be main eventing.
That's why he came in that's what he loves doing. He loves
he's been great.
He's great,
but
as
he
a
has
coach.
been great.
Oh no, he has been. Like I'm not saying he's
and
not,
like
but
people
like
like especially like he's been a coach for all the women in the company, and and so many has said so many good things about him as a coach and as a guide.
he seems like a good dude.
Money started strong and it's
Yeah.
strong. Holy crap! Like
Make a
positive
ton of
reviews.
money.
Okay. Getting some positive reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like it.
MJF,
All right.
sorry, he said sorry he let everyone down. Probably promises to do better.
I'm good.
Okay, what did I get? Come on,
Dynamite.
come on. Yes.
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
And
Dynamite.
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember last
Awesome.
week or last time. I think I was in the
Right.
red, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Kenta and
Kenta and
JVZ
JVZ
were
work for it.
yeah.
All right. So noted. JVZ has a tag partner.
JVZ and Kenta. Yeah. Two strong, confident Asian men just, doing their things.
Can we say that?
You know what? It's a positive thing. We're it's an affirmation. All right. Need to look at anything else, or Drew? Or
No, I'm pretty okay with that.
All right.
As long as there was no other journal entries, so I'm good.
Yes. All right. I lost money. Was fine. I also spent a lot of money on just just signing people. Didn't expect that. McFoley making life hard for Williams to help out Buddy Matthews. Yeah. I'm sad to be leaving Impact Wrestling. Not really sure what went wrong. Not really sure what went wrong? How about that email you sent me asking for $100,000 when your popularity is at 25 and you're a fucking jobber mime? Not sure what went wrong. Shut the fuck up. You're mine. Anyone see Impact Wrestling announced they let go of Silence? No big loss, I guess. King Big Boot. See? Look at that tweet, Salons. Fucking. I'm like Tony Khan talking shit about Big Swole. I'm sitting here talking shit about the Salons all over social media.
Like, nah, you weren't good. You weren't good.
Except I'm right. Mayu Watani has a really great feel for backstage brawl matches. Nice. Delirious got hurt. No love lost between Mayu and Tamina. That rivalry is heating up. Give it a good shot, Williams, but your good isn't on my level, said Buddy Matthews. Got a health spa.
Spa.
Okay, so Dynamite's got a special promotion. Okay. Ring of Honor got
Ring
free
Honor for
advertising.
advertising. I'll take it.
And Collision got superstar training. All right, still Dynamite's still number one.
I'm running away.
But Ring of Honor number 2. You flipped back to number 2 from last week. I think, or you kind of like added to your lead, but you're number 2. You are only the 122 fans. 122,000 fans. Like 122,000 fans behind. I'm still in 4th. I don't know if I'm sinking or I gotta compare it to last week and the gaps, but I'm still back there in the back. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Week 18, 2 weeks till full gear. Let me check my email so we can wrap things up. Indy Hartwell. Oh, now I'm gonna have to think. Oh, no, sure, Indy, no problem. 26K. Absolutely. Just try to ensure that you're Triple H talking to me like I'm a child on the first week. Just so you know, you're gonna want to do your opening match and your main event to be stronger than your
Honestly, I need all the help I can get. I'll take it. I'm a Paul Levesque guy. Oh my
Yes.
god, I just said that.
Okay. Trick. I just realized you were picking sides now within your own team. I guess now I know. And knowing is half the battle, Trick. Good that I can trust you to keep your word. That's important to me. And you proved yourself to me earlier when you gave me that title shot. Glad I joined Impact Wrestling. It's going well at the moment. I like that they're referencing previous like things that you did for them. Like you did this and you did this before for me. All right. So let's switch over so we can start wrapping things up. So all right. Are there any further thoughts on tonight's WrestleMania where y'all are hoping for?
No. Have you guys checked out the Mind the Game podcast?
I should. That's Braun's podcast, right?
Yeah, with JJ Redick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't
I
listen
need
to a lot of
to, but I
podcasts
have
or
not.
watch, but I probably should start like putting in some podcasts on, because I've been consistently going like on a walk to try to
I
kind
will
of get some
say-
exercise. So
Yes, I do recommend Mind the Game, but you absolutely need the video podcast for
okay,
it
yeah. So I'm gonna incorporate some of those things. So I've been-
because it is high level X's and O's breakdown that JJ and LeBron are doing.
I would expect nothing less
Mhm.
from those two.
Yeah, I should check that out at some point. I want to incorporate some more podcasts, or at least audiobooks and podcasts, rather than just trying to like listen to the same like. I've been caught in a loop of like 2 or 3 genres of playlists of music that I've been playing every time I go for a walk, just because they're the easiest to find and just start going. So I think I just need to incorporate something else, like a something topical, like a podcast. I've also been playing a lot of Pokemon Go. So the last couple of things I will say, Marlins suck. So I want to read the random words that are on this page, just to kind of throw them out there. On the top right corner, it says Marlins bottomless brunch is MIA as fuck. I think that was the random thought where I noticed that they have bottomless brunch events that has cafecito service, which I loved. Also, the Marlins absolutely suck, and I just want to say, like a wise
Curse
man,
of Kim Ung.
I want to say that like a wise man once said, I've seen teams suck before, but these are the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked. Also, whatever. I want to give a shout out to West Coast Pros event partner with a Marvelous Pro that they had as the retirement show for Chikusa Nagayo, Yoshi legend Chikusa Nagayo. It was a pretty fun night of wrestling, and I was like enjoying that. It's West Coast Pro being Chris Hero's promotion. They also had a great defense of the DDT Iron Heavy Metalweight Championship by current champion Unagi. So, oh my god, Unagi Sasaki. Oh my god, I know it was Unapi because it was this. Unagi Sayaka so defended her title. Of course, it being the DDT Iron Heavy Metalweight Championship. She was pinned by. The original ref took a bump. The new ref came in to call the count. They got into a confrontation with Unagi Sayaka, pinned her for the title. So the second ref became the champion, got in a confrontation with the original ref. The original ref pinned the second ref for the title, and then high-end Unagi Sayaka's opponent pinned the original ref for the title. And it was the next chunk of the match was still a match for that title, but with high-end being the champion. And then Unagi won the match to bring back her title that she lost in the course of the match, because that's all. Of course, that's with the DDT Iron Heavy Metalweight Championship.
It's some DDT bullshit.
And it was fantastic. Yeah, and I just want to shout out that was a good night of wrestling. There's nothing much to like really recap. It was just a really fun little, like, I finally got to, I just wanted, because like I'm trying to finally get into chance to, like, if I see that somebody, like a cool promotion is like broadcasting like their event on YouTube, like Pro Wrestling Eve often does, I'm trying to get in the habit of like trying to at least catch them if I have the time. And that one was a fun time. Yeah, I think that's it. Also,
Take it
Beef
home.
Tank.
Take it home.
Beef Tank. Shout out to Beef Tank. Yeah, thank y'all for being with us for this episode of the GM Mode podcast. Next time we're gonna have week 18. Only a couple weeks till Full Gear, and then in turn it will be just 7 weeks till All In, the season finale, and a season finale for 2K23 before we transition over to 2K24. So look forward to that. Thank you for being with us.
I'm not your dad.
Thank you for being with us. Check out all the things. Check out us on YouTube. Check us out on YouTube, on Twitch, on all the places. Watch all our shows, like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Until next time, hasta los.
Toodaloo, live long and prosper.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Fighting.